Hi there, and welcome into Hometown Ghost Stories Paranormal Update. I'm Jesse Wilkins, and if you've never heard a paranormal update before this is where we update you on the paranormal things that are happening around the world, current events, and news stories that will shock you and rock you to your core. Without further ado, let's hop into this week's paranormal update. Another flawless paranormal update intro. One of these days we'll get those down, and it's gonna be great. So,
There's no point of even editing the stuff out because it's the best part of the show.
this is 2 weeks in a row of me putting myself back on the screen by accident, just being absolutely shocked by it. Not acting. Can't act that good. Not a good actor. Anyways, I'm Jesse Wilkins. I'm joined by Rob Coakley. Hello, Rob.
I'm excited to do these every month to see how you're going to screw up the intro so you never disappoint.
It's gonna happen. We're also joined by Dave. Hello, Dave.
Hello.
Yes. So I have a very weird story to bring you guys. It's very controversial, so maybe we put that one in the middle. I don't know what you guys have brought to the table, but this is the paranormal update, as we mentioned in that perfect intro. And what we're going to do in this one is bring you 3 stories. Each one of us haven't heard each other's stories. Each week, we just kind of hope that we didn't end up with the same story. So we'll see.
Are we the worst show planners of all time? Like of all the shows, they probably all have these meticulous notes. And
in fairness, we do a lot of shows.
we do a lot of shows. That is fair.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to go in the middle. Dave, do you want first or last?
I'll go first. I got a quick little one that just makes me laugh. So
okay.
We'll roll with this one.
Sounds scary.
Yeah. It could be scary, but the way that it's written just isn't that scary.
You know what? You're also a little one who makes me laugh.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. That little encouragement for you.
This one is coming to you from Kentucky, and it's titled Big White Thangs.
All right.
I'm assuming this is from our reputable news source, if that's the title of it.
Fox. It's from Fox 56 out in Kentucky. Big White Thangs, Hainton Holler, cryptid seen near Kentucky Highway. So this is from Burkesville, Kentucky.
Hold on. Why are we writing in the accent? Like, what are we doing here?
It's gonna come up a few times, and I'm gonna read it just the way it's written every time because it makes me laugh.
All right.
So Burkesville, Kentucky. This little stretch in Kentucky could be one of the scariest places in America. This hotbed of paranormal activity is said to be located on Kentucky Highway 3115, just past Gray Gap Road in Cumberland County. 3115 is too many numbers for a highway, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen more than 3.
3 highways?
No, 3 digits to a highway number. You ever seen a 4-digit highway?
I have not, personally.
Maybe it's a typo. Maybe it's not. Called the Hainton Holler by the locals, this stretch of road is home to numerous scary sightings, from a headless horseman to big white thangs.
All right.
You say all right. He said it sounded like you had something to say.
I don't know what to say. What do you say to that? Yeah. Come here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to haunt you with some big white things. Yeah, I'm terrified, actually.
According to Haunted History of Kentucky, HHK, a haint is an old Southern word for a specific type of ghost or evil spirit found in stories from all over the South. The White Thangs are said to look like an albino Bigfoot. Specific details vary from person to person. HHK noted how some witnesses claimed that the White Thangs walked on all 4s, climbed trees, and waited to pounce on unsuspecting victims below. Other accounts suggest that the creature would walk on 2 legs and have a haunting scream. Despite earlier stories, HHK said that most claim the White Thang is not dangerous, but its screams still frighten those who hear them.
It's not dangerous, it's thanggerous.
Thanggerous. They are said to range from the sound of a woman or a baby crying to sounding more like a panther, which could be scary.
And other reports say that it sounds like Bubba Sparks.
What a reference that only people that are over 50 are going.
Hey, he had a good song. He had a good song.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Eyewitness
Have
accounts.
we ruled out Bubba Sparks?
I don't know the description. Does he walk on all fours and climb trees and
Maybe.
scream at people?
Who knows what he's doing now?
Eyewitness accounts claim that
What did we
White
drink?
Thangs-
Sorry, what did we drink 20 years ago? What was the drink? If
Stunner.
Bubba Sparks had too much Four Loko, perhaps we'll walk around on all fours and
Oh.
start screaming at the heavens.
What was the blue drink that was like big back then?
Hypnotic.
Hypnotic. Yeah, that's what we would have drank back then.
Mm.
Hypnotic. I know.
I think
remember,
that's
like,
still for sale, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
has
for
to be.
sure.
Yeah.
Eyewitness accounts claim that White Thangs stand from 8 to 9 feet tall,
I'm
and
sure
some
they
Checks
claim
out. Checks out. Still
Sure
Bubba Sparks still on the
Sure.
table.
Sure, they do.
and some claim the creatures have either no eyes or no ears, according to HHK.
Most
If
of the
you've
big
heard
white
some-
things I know, they don't have ears or eyes.
I was about to say, if you've heard some of Bubba Sparks' music, you might also assume he has no ears.
Others have said White Thangs resemble a bear with the head of a lion and red eyes. These are conflicting reports with what this thing looks like.
Yes, I would agree.
Well,
Lot
they're
going on.
things. There's more than one, so maybe they're all a little different. From what I've heard, they most of the time, big white things are all a little different.
Sure. It's said that the temperatures drop 10 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit while inside the Hainton Holler, but temperatures are normal everywhere else. And that is how the article ends.
I'm going to say this: like, if you see something that resembles a bear, and it's a big white thing, and it's 8 or 9, and it's screaming at you, you might see a polar bear, and you might want to get out of there. I don't know how much you get those in Kentucky, but
Yeah, few and far between. I'd render to believe.
mm,
What I thought was weird that they said temperatures will drop from 10 to 20 degrees, and then they felt like they had to say Fahrenheit, which I don't think that word is necessary.
Yeah.
probably not. But I mean, if it is a polar bear, he's going to need that temperature to drop a little bit in Kentucky.
That's a good point.
Now, if the temperatures are dropping in these places, are the big white things shriveling up a little bit?
It's not as big. Not as big. That might be the 8 to 9 foot variance, depending on the
Maybe.
temperature drop.
All right.
But
fair
yeah,
enough.
if you're in Kentucky, be on the lookout for big white things. They're harmless.
All right, moving on to a bit of a more controversial one. I will skip the headline in this to not give away a key detail here, but this one is a bit of a rough story. So, all jokes aside, 2 women in Newton, North Carolina, are facing criminal charges after being accused of causing severe injuries to 2 toddlers in their care. The defense is citing paranormal activity as the cause, according to a local ABC affiliate television station, WSOC. Emily Marie Edwards, 25, and her mother, Sherry Jean Edwards, 54, were arrested on August 16th following a grand jury indictment on 2 counts of each of felony child abuse causing serious bodily injury, law and crime reports. The charges are based on allegations dating back to December of 2023. The court documents reviewed by WSOC said that a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old suffered multiple injuries, including burns, bite marks, and broken bones. When questioned by the Newton Police Department, the Edwards women reportedly said that the injuries were a result of evil spirits within their apartment in Newton, about 40 miles from Charlotte, North Carolina. According to Newton Police Chief Vidal Sipe, that's a name.
No,
That's
no, it's not.
crazy.
It's not his name.
Vidal Sipe. Vidal Sipe.
All right.
Vidale Sipe is the way you have to pronounce that.
Vidal Sipe.
It's a shampoo. Don't worry about it.
It's either that or a great DJ name, DJ Vidal Sipe. Anyways, the women mentioned that they had been using a Ouija board, which is used to attempt to communicate with spirits, and suggested that the injuries were inflicted by the spirits during nightmares that the children experienced. The basic response was nightmares, Sipe explained to WSOC TV. They heard the kids yelling and went over to find injuries on them. They claimed that spirits in the house were responsible for these injuries. The indictment accuses the women of acting with a reckless disregard for life and failing to report the extensive injuries observed on the toddlers. The court documents detail the children's
Can I make a
injuries.
quick observation here? This is their defense. And I feel like the charges should apply in either case. If they were assaulting the children and burning and biting them, you should be charged with and convicted of the charges. Also, if you were using a Ouija board around these kids and that resulted in them being bitten and burned by demons, you should still be charged with criminal whatever the charges are.
No, if it's demons, I mean,
If
you
you're
shouldn't. Yeah,
recklessly using a Ouija board around children and that Ouija board actually caused them to be harmed, this is a child care center, right?
Yeah. What are we doing?
Why are you summoning demons that could
That's a
hurt
good point.
children?
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is criminal negligence either way.
Right. Oh no, I'm not going to make excuses for these people because there is a key detail that I've left out, just because I don't want to completely destroy the story before we get there. Anyways, neighbors in the area have expressed skepticism about the Edwards account of their events. One neighbor who also spoke to the TV channel dismissed the notion of paranormal activity, saying, "I think that's crazy." Currently, both women are being held with bonds set at $25,000 each. Emily Edwards had already appeared in court in May, and yada yada yada. Let's just talk about their next hearings. So before I go into the big bombshell about this report, I will say that I think they are not telling the truth.
I agree.
Okay.
Yes. So we are a paranormal show. We warn people of the dangers of Ouija boards. But the kicker is that both of the children also had fentanyl in their system.
Oh,
So-
I hate those kind of demons.
Yeah, the demons might be biting and burning and hurting people. They're not giving your kids fentanyl.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of demon. You, Mrs. Emily and Mrs. Sherry, you're both pieces of shit, allegedly. So that's what I think we have with that one. It had a paranormal twist, so it made the paranormal update, but some of these stories are a bit darker than other, and some of them are just straight up child abuse masquerading as a evil Ouija board story. I don't believe it for one bit.
No, and we investigate a lot of demonic cases, and while sometimes there are situations where demonic possessions result in physical injuries one way or another, super uncommon. And this is obviously just this child care center trying to cover their own ass in the most absurd way.
Yeah, and also, wouldn't you have been the one to report this? If I'm watching your kids, right? Your kids come over to spend a few hours here while you and your wife go out, Jesse, and they break a rib somehow. Do you think I'm just going to send them back and hope you don't notice that your child has a broken rib?
Yeah, if my kids end up with bite marks and they're smoking cigarettes and doing fentanyl in your kitchen, I'm going to need you to give me a call right away.
Yeah, exactly, right? Or if a demon's doing it, I'm like, Jesse, you need to get here. Some shit's happening. Here's some video. It's not me. Like, I would be doing everything. I would call everybody.
You'd be
It's just,
panicking.
yeah.
I actually saw the it's not in this article, but I saw the arrest of this. I think it was Law and Crime, or like one of those. They have a whole YouTube channel of people getting arrested, and it's like the only problem with them is like it's the full length video, so sometimes it's 4 hours of like, you know, police body cam footage. But I did happen to see the arrest of this. She kept trying to like close the door on the police and stuff, and it's like, that's not how this works, lady. Like, yeah, they were just both a couple of trash bags. So
Yeah.
I think I might have saw a clip of this video. Young girl.
yeah,
kinda?
young girl, and yeah.
And was the boyfriend out there also just crying?
Just clearly also,
Yeah.
might have been the source of the fentanyl there.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I did see that.
yeah, not a good story. Not good.
I mean, it sounds like the parents should. I mean, like, who am I to say? But it sounds like the parents shouldn't have been leaving kids at this place either. I mean,
What are you gonna do? You gonna assume that they're on fentanyl and beating up your kids?
If it's the same video that I saw, the clip that I saw, the girl who was being arrested, or the woman who was being arrested, kept saying they tested positive again. She was using the word again, so it sounded like if this is the same case, it might not be.
Yeah, I think it is.
Then it was not the first time this has happened.
No,
Crazy.
police were very familiar with these people, and they're just trash bags.
Yeah.
So, but you can't just like just pulling out the poltergeist thing or the demon there, the Ouija board thing. It's like that's a tough excuse, man. It's tough to break that out. And once the drugs are in the system, it's like, all right, well, that's all out the window, you idiots, you morons. Don't cry ghost.
Don't cry ghost.
but today's point, still their fault either way. You know, like, and you also, I mean, before we do get to demonic activity, you need to clear everything else before we in cases like this. You'd have to like that needs as someone who believes in this stuff, it still needs to be number 100,000 on the list as you go through and confirm what happened in this house. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
if it was a demonic possession, like that's the bite marks and bruises and broken bones and stuff. That is the final stage of a long drawn out process. So it just doesn't add up.
Yeah, this isn't just you playing around with a Ouija board after hours or something, and then the demon came back and started biting the kids or something. No,
Yeah,
it's just not a believable story because of all the other details that we now know.
Yeah, that Ouija board excuse will be believed by exactly 0% of people,
including them. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Do you want to take a trip over to Wisconsin?
Let's go to Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Do you have anything more depressing to bring the mood down a little bit?
We'll bring it up a little bit. This is a regular haunting. So this is actually coming from NBC, the local news affiliate in Ripon, and it's titled Ripon College Paranormal Investigators Say There May Be Some Ghostly Guests on Campus. This story was originally published on October 25th, 2024, so not too long ago. And that's Gotham's birthday, so shout out to Gotham.
Hey.
Paranormal investigators at Ripon College say several spirits are living alongside students on campus, and they found evidence indicating paranormal activity. Ripon College paranormal investigators say several ghost stories are part of the campus's lore. The investigators say they've had spooky experiences on campus, and there's a video that shows more on the group and its findings. We're not going to play the video here, but you can go find this story. Armed with specialized technology, the student group Ripon College Paranormal Investigators, RCPI, are uncovering the college's spooky secrets. We've got a lot of equipment, bunch of cameras, recorders, a spare box. This is what I think of college students.
No, that was the actual audio clip that Rob was playing right there.
Yeah. Which, if you've seen on any ghost show, it's the one that scans radio frequencies to allow spirits to speak, which is very fun, said Alec Markinovic, a junior at Ripon College and member of RCPI. Markinovic is the equipment manager of the group of about a dozen students, and he said he's witnessed hauntings in the dorm where he lived freshman year. In my suite mate's room one night, when I was the only one in the building, I swore I saw a shadow figure standing and walking around, Markovic said. Markovic said local lore tells of spirits found on many parts of the campus. One of the now disbanded fraternities on campus summoned a demon in the dorm building, to which they did not properly get rid of it, and now it roams on the prairie. As you can tell, I've only watched college movies from the 1980s.
Of course. Yes.
Markinovic said, Taylor, no. So let's stop here for a second. This is alarming if this is true and what evidence they have for this.
I'll just demon roaming the prairie.
Yeah, right. Like, what is?
See, when it's a prairie, all I can think of is that he's frolicking, and that really takes the scariness away from the demon.
Same.
Or adds to it. Actually, that might make it scarier. If I see a demon just slowly moving towards me, I'm like, "Ooh, that's a demon. I gotta get a crucifix." Stay back. But if he's frolicking towards me, I'm like, "Oh, this thing's gonna beat the shit out of me." Like this thing's not fucking around. It is fucking around. That's not gonna be fucking around.
Yeah, just frolicking, really jazzed. Just like, oh, there's Jesse. Let me frolic over Jesse across the prairie. But yeah, so they summoned a demon in the dorm building, and I want to know how they discovered that and what the process was and why do they know this? Because it's a disbanded fraternity, so it's not.
Did they disband because they couldn't figure out how to get the demon back?
Perhaps
so.
Perhaps.
I do hope that's how it ended.
Taylor Nelson is also a junior at the college and member of the paranormal investigators, and she said she's also had paranormal experiences in her dorm. There was like something in my closet, bright flashes as though someone had taken a picture, Nelson said. And I was like, that's weird. That wasn't normal.
Well done.
Thanks.
I'd kiss you.
A man of 1,000 voices, some say. Especially when I'm sick like this. Like, I'm not as sick as you are, Jesse, but my voice is still not up to snuff. But still just absolutely nailing it. Nelson and Markinovec said one of the most haunted places on campus is Rodman Center for the Performing Arts, another theater. When people are down in Rodman, usually at night, they will also feel some this is a weird sentence to say. They will also feel something watching them, Nelson said.
It's one of those sentences where it's in quotations and they just quoted exactly what the person said.
Yeah.
So it could have been like a stutter. Like I felt
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to do that, dude.
Yeah, like, we get it. They were nervous to be interviewed by the press. You
Help
don't have to make it obvious.
Help us help you by telling your story.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, Nelson said of the spirits, wow. But overall, Nelson says, this is another bad sentence. You're a writer, ma'am. But overall, Nelson said of the spirits are friendly to students. NBC guys, can we clean that sentence up? Am I crazy? That's not a well constructed sentence.
No, they should have said it differently.
Yeah, I can't think of any. Yeah, sometimes you have to like read it out loud a couple times to get like the correct like context of it. Like if somebody says like,
you're right,
is twice or something, sometimes that can make sense. But yeah, I don't see how this one makes sense.
Yeah, it just doesn't. I know a few, such as Library Sam, who just watches over students and makes sure they're respectful to everyone, Nelson said. The investigators say their main goal isn't to exorcise the spirits, but rather to just document their presence and share it with the Ripon College community. So I know I was making the funny voices and everything, but I got to give kudos to this group because it sounds like they're doing this respectfully. They're taking it seriously. They're documenting. They're using equipment. They're trying to actually get real evidence based on everything we're reading in this story. So shout out to the Ripon College Paranormal Investigators, the RCPI. Let's shorten that name a little bit. Let's find
RCPI.
Yeah. Whatever, Jesse.
Thanks for listening to HGGS.
I know we have the longest name in the history of names.
If they do come on, you guys are welcome to come on the show. I do hope that you do talk exactly like the voices that Rob made up for you.
How funny would that be? If they came on, they did sound exactly
we
like
don't
that.
Appreciate that. That is not what we sound like, dude.
Yeah, I gave Wisconsin people surfer voices. So.
Yeah.
A lot of surfing going on in Wisconsin.
But overall, after reading the story, and now I'm like, do we just look into Ripon College and see if there's enough there for an episode in the future? See what we can dig up in terms of the story, because it has a friendly library ghost, it has a theater ghost, it has a failed demonic summoning,
a demon frolicking.
Demon
frolicking prairie demon.
I really want to create that AI image of a demon frolicking in the prairie. So I feel as though that would be a super fun story. So maybe in the future we look up Ripon and see if there's enough there for an episode, or maybe we could even do it as a special Patreon only, like shorter Hometown Ghost Stories episode if there's not enough. So the opportunities are endless when it comes to that stuff. But I thought it was a fun little story. I like seeing that there are students taking it seriously, using equipment, looking up the history, trying to find out all the facts, really digging into the lore of their school to find these stories. So again, just shout out to them for doing that.
Hell yeah.
Very good. So that'll do it pretty much for our paranormal update. Let us know what you think. And let us know if you find any new breaking stories about anything paranormal. It could be cryptids, UFOs, disappearances, mysterious things happening,
big
voices
white
from the
things,
afterlife, big white things.
Bubba Sparks. Let us know what Bubba Sparks is doing.
Yes. So that is that's pretty much it. We'll be back on Tuesday with another live episode. So make sure you tune in 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't already, the best way to support the show is join Patreon. Next best way to support the show is leave us a 5-star review. We got a few giveaways coming up, so keep an eye out for that and the details. If you're looking for more information, feel free to hop into Discord. That's free as well. Join the community, post some stuff, say hi to everyone, tell us about your day. Whole bunch of different channels. You can send us in your ghost stories. We'll do another listeners submit a ghost story pretty soon here on Hometown Ghost Stories. So we take those. You can send them in via email, Discord, Facebook Messenger, whatever way you want to get us your ghost story. And possibly, if it's good, we'll read it out on the show.
Mail us your ghost.
Follow us on TikTok. Screw the government.
Who knows if it'll be there tomorrow? We don't know.
It's fun.
It's lots of fun. Anyways, that'll pretty much do it. Anything else, gentlemen?
No,
That's
sir.
it. That's it for me.
All right, cool. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.